Hello, hi. I totally saw that we were alive. Welcome to our second year of Pride fundraising here on Apochromatic Unlimited. For those who have not heard of Apochromatic Unlimited, it is a community of BIPOC creators within the tabletop space with the goal of uplifting marginalized voices within the space. Be sure to follow on socials for updates on podcast episodes, future APs, and the zine. This year, we are supporting Elevated Access. They are an amazing organization that helps pair individuals in need of medical care in states that do not provide it, such as gender affirming medical care, to private planes and pilots who will fly them to get the medical treatment they need. Every donation will go directly to the organization. You can find the link to donate popping up in chat. Um, with that, welcome. I am your host slash GB Girlboss for our game today of Lesbian Werewolf Crimefighters, a game of queer heroism and community. I was going to say community service, which is not wrong, but kind of. A game written by Dusty Hill, which is me. Before we get into this adventure, just to let you know, we've, as a cast, have gone over our characters. We've done some lines and veils. There's X and no cards. So if any of you feel uncomfortable, we can always X. You can always get up when you need, because we're here to have fun and beat capitalism mostly. That's usually the bad guy. I'm gonna have our players go around, introduce themselves, and let's just give like your character name, and we'll leave all of your like werewolf stuff for later. Um, let's go ahead and start first. I'm just gonna go down my screen. So Maldwin, who are you and who are you playing?
Was that me? You started to break up a little bit.
Yes, that's you.
Yes.
Maldwin. Hi.
Okay. Hi, I'm Maldwin. I am playing. I decided to name my character Vrio, which is the Greek word for moss. My character is a biologist, scientist. They're just really into animals, really scared to talk to women. So we'll see how this goes. And this is Moira, who we'll see how long she'll stay in my lap, but she's one of my 4 cats, and she just loves the attention. She loves when I sit on the floor. So
We love to see it. D, who are you and who are you playing today?
I am Endive, and I am playing a lesbian who wears indescribable flannels, which is kind of what I'm wearing right now. Do I describe my powers or no?
Let's
Or
hold
do
off on the
you
powers
go
for a
on that?
little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah. Well, I'll the indescribable flannels was the important part. What else do I have to describe? Is that all, or
Well, who are you?
who am I?
You.
I'm D, also known as Pajama Toad, and I am very excited to be here. That's what I got.
All right.
I didn't say anything about myself. I just
Well, who are you as well? I didn't. I just like my brain was so focused on enjoying.
I don't know. I have no idea. Hi, I'm again still Maldwin. I'm a Greek Mexican voice actor. Queer, obviously love cats, love TTRPGs. And yeah, keep an ear out for my voice in some indie projects coming up.
Exciting. And lastly, but not leastly, Diamond. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hiya, I'm Madness Diamond. You can call me Diamond since we're friends now. We're about to be lesbian werewolf crime fighters together after all. My character is Daisy. Daisy Dex, because I wanted to play on the Daisy Dukes thing, because why not? That was somebody's gay awakening. I am a TTRPG actual play performer. I am a writer. I am on a bunch of other channels sometimes. I have a cat that you might hear screaming if she invades my office. She's orange. She can't help it. She really can't. And yeah. You can find my character sword fighting. Like pointy, stabby things. So totally not ominous. It's fine.
Not ominous whatsoever. Well, with that, let's descend into our story. The camera pans over a bustling city population 30,000-ish, up in part of the United States, Massachusetts specifically. Where specifically Massachusetts? Northampton, the beautiful city, the most lesbian city in the country. Also, the city with the most supervillain superhero activity. Someone hasn't connected the pieces yet, but the connections are there on the board. The camera is going to zoom past. The sun is starting to set over the city merely days before the end of June, which we're nearing in the biggest festival in the city, the Sapphic Music Fest. And speaking of this, we cut to a TV, and there are news anchors here. Flashing screen, breaking news. And you see this news anchor. Hello, I am Chet Bigsley. We have unfortunate news for you tonight, ladies. The Sapphic Music Festival just days away. Unfortunately, the headliners, both one Chappelle Roan and Janelle Monáe, unfortunately are stepping down. They decided that their direct quote, and sorry, I'm stuttering. I'm reading this and I don't quite believe it. Their direct quote, they feel like they could only be an ally this year for the Sapphic Music Festival. And so they're deciding to step down, and in their place, they are having this artist, See That Mojo. See That Mojo will be headlining. I do not know of this artist audience and ladies. This seemed to be someone backed by big trust fund bank capital. Well, hopefully the party will still be going on. This is Chet Bigsley out. And we're going to cut out from this camera and we are going to see Rio. You are in the vicinity. You just heard this breaking news at 5 p.m. this Friday night. Where are you? What does your character look like? What are you doing? And what's your reaction to this news?
All right, so I'm in my apartment. It's filled with plants. I've got at least one cat. Just working on filling out some final results from some lab work that I had done in my internship in a nearby science facility. We're working on biology. We're working on plants and stuff. And I just had the TV on in the background just to keep aware of the news. And this is absolutely shocking, unheard of. And I don't really have a lot of friends. I don't talk to a lot of people. The first person I can think of to call to share this news with and talk to about it, see if maybe there's, my cat is hunting a fly, sorry about that. See if maybe there's something we can do about it is, it's gotta be my ex. I don't really have anyone else that I can talk to. So I'm gonna pull out my cell phone and dial that number that I still have memorized.
Beautiful. And you hear the dial tone, and your ex picks up. Ex, where are you? What are you doing when you get this call?
I think that Endive is in the bar, in a bar, just a general, I don't know, maybe a gay bar around the town somewhere. They don't sound like they're very sober right now, but what's up?
Are you seeing this on the news?
The news? I can't quite hear it over the music. What I miss?
Are you in a bar again?
No.
Not that it's any of my business. Anyway, the big Pride performance at the end of the month, it's Chappelle Roan and Janelle Monáe said they're not going to be a part of it anymore, that they feel like they have to be allies this year. I mean, that doesn't sound like them at all.
I think that that Endive like takes the phone away from her face really quick. He's like, "What?" Like, barkeep, turn on the TV. I need to see this. Sees the same news.
Yeah, you see the end of this Chef Bigley kind of like looking in at the camera, and you hear the end of the conversation again.
Okay. That does not sound right. That doesn't make any sense at all.
I know we haven't spoken in I don't know how many months at this point, but I mean we've got to do something about this, right? I mean, you're the only person I could talk to about this kind of stuff.
I mean, I don't think I'm the only person, but sure. Yeah, I mean, is you sure that's all right that you want to do this with me?
I mean, what other choice do we have? Don't answer that. Yes, I'm sure.
All right. Where should we meet?
Let's say the park bench where we last met.
Oh, I can't forget that one. All right. See you there. And just hangs up.
We're going to cut from where Endive was at, which is the carpet ride is the bar's name, and we are going to Daisy. Daisy, you just heard this news on either the TV. It's now all over your social media feed. What's your reaction, and where are you?
Daisy is in the Perfect Date Fencing Studio. Dramatic Pause is the name of it. Just Dramatic Pause. The Perfect Date Fencing Studio is the name. It's like the thing that goes under it, so people know they're in the right place. There's a Groupon. Daisy is a teacher there, likes to, teach how to have that right dramatic pause when you have your foes chin on your sword, look into each other's eyes. That's why a lot of people buy that, because you also get a commemorative photo with it as well. But Daisy always has on like the news stations to make sure that things are going on for ambiance. There's usually some kind of like music playing as well. But as soon as that breaks, everyone in the studio just goes quiet. And it just gets really mad. Not knowing who that other artist is. It's like, was really looking forward to seeing Chappelle Roan and Janelle Monáe, had a whole outfit planned, was gonna like ask somebody to go with her. And now this thing, like, doesn't know what to wear to that. Like, only wants to be allies. Immediately is calling Endive, because that is my mentor.
Yeah, and then Endive, you're leaving the bar. You hear another.
I think that like Endive pulls out the phone, looks at it, and it's like, oh, fuck. All right. Picks up. Hey.
Did you see the news?
Oh, I saw the news. You don't have to tell me twice.
You saw the news and you didn't call me?
Well, I kind of just saw, I just saw the news, like give me at least 5 minutes.
Okay, well, like, I'm supposed to be learning from you how to do this hero thing. So.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sober right now, but okay, all right. I'm gonna be meeting. Was it Viro, right? How do I say that?
Viro.
I say it wrong. Viro. I'm gonna be meeting Viro in the park if you want to come, because we're gonna get to the bottom of this, or you can stay home. It's up to you.
Of course I'm coming.
All right. Well, we'll see you there. I'm heading there now.
Wait, what park are we? It's like, oh no.
Hangs up.
The only park in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah, there's the biggest park in Northampton, which I'm making up. So residents of Northampton, don't get on me. It's Lovers Park.
Because of course it is.
Yeah, of course it is. Biggest park, so many benches you could sit on, so many conversations happening all the time. So the phone hangs up, and we're gonna do a screen wipe where everyone is meeting up now at the same time at just apparently just a bench. Nothing special about it. And you see that the park it's a Friday night, so it's a little abuzz with people on dates, people going, but everywhere you go past, you see couples walking around. It's like, did you hear about the music fest? I don't know who See That Mojo is. Did you hear that Helen the Suspicious is like hosting it? What? And you hear all this conversation going just like past as you three meet up.
Hey, Daisy. Hi.
I have a present for you.
For me? Why? What?
Daisy just pulls out a succulent in a pot.
Thank you. I didn't get you anything. I'm sorry.
You don't.
I'm gonna put it in
Have
my
to.
shoulder bag.
You kind of saved my life, so I think I owe you a plant when I see you because you like plants.
Right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hi. And I've
Hi.
Hi.
And if you get waffles.
Oh, okay.
Just pink waffles.
Doesn't I can picture Endive not having like a bag or anything like that, and they just kind of like wonder if they stick it in their pocket or not.
Waffles?
Yeah, waffles.
But you don't have a waffle pocket in your pants?
Yeah,
Waffle pocket.
waffle
Your
pocket.
flannel.
Schrodinger's waffle pocket.
Oh no.
The waffles are in a container. Like a reused to go container. And it's pink.
The container or the waffles are both?
Both.
Oh.
Wonderful.
My mentor was day drinking, so of course they need carbs.
It's like 6:30 now.
In the morning.
No. It's specifically it's an evening. The sun is slowly setting as it is, summer. So it's not fully dark yet. Yeah, you all meet here. What's the plan? What's going on? Are you talking through this?
It sounds like there's a weird. What were they called? The people that were sponsoring the show. I forgot their name. They had like a stupid name.
Yeah.
Only a capitalist would have.
The big trust fund?
That.
Big Trust Fund Capital Bank.
Yes, big trust fund capital bank.
It sounds like something is going on with that. I don't know where we'd find them though.
So I don't know. I mean, my first thought was maybe we could go undercover. I don't know. You guys always seem to have better ideas. We just got to do something. I mean, should we check in? Do we have any connections? Maybe we can check in with Chapel or Janelle's people, see how this happened, why they came to this conclusion.
Girl boss, I have legal connections for my crime fighting powers. Am I able to do anything with that?
Yeah, I think there's a possibility that you may know someone who is setting up the festival themselves, as this is like an annual thing in Northampton. If you could give me our first roll of the game, give me your crime fighting roll, which is just going to be a D8 plus your crime fighting stat.
Okay. 4 plus my crime fighting stat is +1, so it's gonna be 5.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
And let me just check the rolls of my own game for something. Okay. So because you're using your legal connections, you could roll an additional D8 and take the better result.
Additional. Hiya! That is the same exact roll. Got a 5 again. Yay!
So a total of 5.
Yeah.
So 5 is a success. You're like searching through your phone while you're eating this pink waffle, and you see your public like contracting friend, Jessica, left, and you could hit her like you're gonna text her, you're gonna call her. What's going
I'm gonna hit her with a text message because I've had enough calling for the day.
on?
That's
Real.
fair.
Yeah. What exactly do you text them?
Hey, do you know what's going on with all this weird festival bullshit?
You see that like as soon as the message gets sent, maybe not even like 30 seconds pass, and you see like the bubbles start popping up for typing, and they'll be like, I mean, why do you want to know? It's really weird, but is there a reason why you want to know?
Oh, you know how Vero's just such a huge fan of these guys. I just, it just breaks my little heart to see them broken like this. Maybe we can figure something out and get to the bottom of it.
Bubbles again, just like ... Vero? Okay. Then second, like immediately another message is like, I really wanted to see Tegan and Sarah on the side stage. But I mean, do you want, we should meet somewhere if you want to talk about this.
Girl,
may
I'm
know
already in the
something.
park.
Lovers Park?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm here on a date, but I can step away for a second. This is important. Meet me by the fountain.
That was so easy. Hey guys, we're gonna go meet Jessica Left, okay?
Not to be confused with Jessica Wright.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct. So
Yeah,
water fountain.
Yeah, there's a big fountain in the middle of the park. During Pride, they have like all like the lights lighting up like the different colors, so like rainbow. Funnily enough, though, as you start getting closer, it does seem like the lights have been changed to kind of just like regular lights as you approach. And you see Jessica. Jessica is like smaller, more petite, like a Desi woman. You see that she's like long hairs, like in a bun right now, and she has her phone out, excitedly chatting to this like taller, like butch woman next to her, and she sees you and it's like, oh, well, and dive over here. Hey, like Hennessy, I need to talk to you in a second. You could just I'll be right back, okay? They're gonna step away from Hennessy because that's what it is, like the name of this butch woman, and walk over to. I assume all three of you are there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brio's kind of hanging in the back. I'll say they have a beanie on and they're just kind of like pulling it down a little bit further over their head, just like,
Yeah,
I'm here, I guess.
they're gonna. Jessica walks over and it's like, hey, I know you heard Vero. Yeah, I know, like Chapel Roan, am I right? But so what, you had questions about it?
Yeah. Do you have any idea of like what's the deal? What's going on?
So I was working with some of the organizers, and they said they got a weird message earlier today that like Janelle and Chapel's like managers, who are separate by the way, both messaged at the same time, which was like super early this morning. I don't think the sun even like rose yet. But they sent out this statement in this message, um, but like I, they're gonna like look around, just like I think it's really weird, don't you? Like the day before the festival.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. That's why that's why I texted you, of course.
Yeah, it's I think especially like it's expensive to pull out of a festival, like one for them and also for the city. But then like we got a message from this other company like an hour later, this big trust capital bank saying that they had they could sponsor someone else coming in. Um, but and again, looking around, just like it feels off to me, right? Like
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of conspiracy or something. Like, this is just so out of character. And can we talk about the lights on the fountain? Like, what's up with that?
right? Strange. Like it was like just yesterday, they had the pride lights on, and like, you know how the city is. Sometimes, Pride Month is over, so we're all going not rainbow anymore, but it's still Pride Month. Sometimes, Northampton sometimes just keeps it on for an extra month or two, or they just change it to lesbian flag colors. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. Just are y'all gonna question for Endive. Do you think they know anything about you being a hero?
Uh, I feel like there was like that tinge of possibility that they had like a sneaky suspicion, but um because of Daisy keeping my identity a secret, they kind of like couldn't put a finger on it, I guess, if that makes sense. They had like a sneaky suspicion they were almost there, but
So it's like a Peter Parker Spider-Man kind of thing.
yeah.
I see. So they're gonna look at you as like, do y'all know someone that could figure this out? Maybe.
I kind of just on the yeah,
We probably know someone. Yes.
Oh, okay.
An ex of an ex of a roommate of an ex of a friend,
Yeah, and all
maybe
those
like
degrees of
Oh.
separation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I no, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, could either Endive or actually any of you, could I get, let's see, could I get a lesbian roll, please?
I'll do it.
yeah.
All right, Daisy.
7.
Ooh, that's 7 total.
7 total.
Okay, let me just make sure we don't have your. They're gonna like look at you and just like you see that they are kind of like tucking their hair behind their ear while looking at their phone, like as if they don't want to quite say something, but they're like kind of like going in their head while they're looking at the phones, like should I tell them?
I would like to use my werewolf power of mind reading. Please, robust.
Yeah.
Yes, so go ahead and roll werewolf, and you can use 2d8, take the higher.
Okay. 2d8, take the higher. That is a 6.
Okay, you are able to get kind of like bits and pieces of their surface thoughts, which is like the thing about this, just like, should I tell them that like our boss's boss just got bought out by this bank? I feel like that's an NDA.
Okay.
I think Daisy just says out loud to Vero, Oh my gosh. So I heard this thing when I was shopping for your succulent because like I went to a different shop and all the succulents were fake and I went to get you a nice one. But there was this really cute girl at the cash register and she told me that her ex-girlfriend's cousin's new roommate's fiance's ex-fiance, U-Haul driver, told her that like some company is buying up a bunch of other companies. And so eventually we're all going to look like that weird old man with the monocle in the board game.
Jessica eyes like look up. It's like, oh wow, this is happening. Okay, you didn't hear this from me. Looking at the three of you, but I heard that there's supposed to be like a big meeting at City Hall tonight. That they're trying to keep hush hush. I don't know about what. I don't know what's going on there. You didn't hear from me, of course, but maybe your friends would like to know. Your friends, exes, friends, fiancés, ex-fiance, U-Haul driver would like to know.
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll relay the information.
Great. Well, I'm gonna go back to our date.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Thanks. No,
Is she
they're so great.
Oh, that's good.
Yo, they're a lumberjack. And so like they're buff. It's just such a night out. You know, the full moon's gonna be coming out tonight. It's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a beautiful night. Careful with the, lumberjacks and their flannels.
Looks at my flannel.
Don't worry, no one could outdo your flannels and dive.
Thank you. I try my best. I gotta be authentic. One of a kind.
And they're gonna go back to Hennessy by the fountain, and they're just gonna start like excitedly talking. But yeah,
quick interruption. Actually, I just wanted to say I'm very confident I pronounced Rio wrong, and it kind of just stuck. So I wanted to point that out that I pronounced it incorrectly, and it stuck accidentally. It's Rio, okay. Right?
Yes.
Not Vero. We've been saying Vero, not Rio. Okay, my fault. Sorry, guys.
We're good. Well, Rio and Dive and Daisy, you have you got two important bits of knowledge. One, that something's happening at City Hall that's hush hush. Also, the three of you may have just missed it, but it's a full moon tonight. Which, as werewolf crime fighters, you all know that your werewolf powers and become both stronger and a little bit uncontrollable at times, but also the supernatural entities are stronger during full moon as well.
So we've got to go to the City Hall meeting, right?
Yes. Like, it's a meeting. So
back to my idea of going undercover?
Yes, either undercover or sneaking in. Maybe we can crawl through the vents all secret agent style.
I have a question, most wonderful girl boss. My powers of teleportation, does that work just on me, or could I also teleport other people with me?
I would say under normal circumstances, it's normally just you thing. However, you could definitely try pushing it and see who or what you could take with you. I feel like this is something that maybe you've done once and it turned out fine, but you were very tired.
Okay. I could teleport myself in. I could try to take someone else with me. Or if we want to try sneaking in through the vents, maybe I could teleport one or two of us out.
I mean, I might also like possibly still know somebody who might have already broken into City Hall a couple of times.
Oh.
Yeah. I had a lot of friends. It was very friendly in like the evil way.
Right from before we met.
Yes.
Do you think they'd be interested in helping us out?
I mean, most likely.
You always give them a call or a text.
I think Daisy is going to go ahead and just pull out the phone, realize, oh no, this is the wrong phone. Pulls out a burner phone. It's exactly the same. Except for one is a slightly different shade of like lilac blue, covered in like little daisy flowers, because branding name. With a giant lesbian sticker on the back of it. And just like opens that one up, shakes off the proverbial like internet dust of not using a phone after a while. Is gonna send a text message to my supervillain friend.
Yeah. Do you want to have a name or should I give them a name?
I love the names you've come up with, please.
So you are going to be hitting up Mallory Steelbright, who is a supervillain, quote unquote, monster hunter you used to date.
I think Daisy just sends like this, starts sending this really long text message and then just deletes all of it, instead sending a GIF of basically just oh gosh, that actor from Schitt's Creek.
Oh, I know you're talking about the guy that looks like Brendan Urie.
The girl, and it's the GIF of her going like this with her hair. I think it's like his sister maybe in the show. Sends that GIF with like excited and no context.
Incredible.
A minute goes by. You are all enjoying the cool summer breeze as the sun begins to lower, and you just get a GIF reply, and it is the GIF of this not really older, but older gentleman with the big bushy eyebrows, like raising the eyebrows and zooms in on their face with each eyebrow raise. And then just like then yes question mark.
Do you want to help me like sparkle emoji visit sparkle emoji City Hall eyes emoji?
There is now a GIF reply of Elmo over in front of a fire. And I could be there in an hour.
Oh my gosh, please.
They're gonna send you a winky emoji.
Okay. Gonna send back oh gosh, what is it? Just it's an emoji of a flower that looks close enough to a daisy, and then a heart emoji that's pink with the sparkles.
Beautiful. But yeah, Mallory Steelbright said they'll be there in an hour.
Yeah. Then looks over the two. So I have like a supervillain date at City Hall. So I think we're gonna like I'm gonna like cause a distraction with like Mallory. Do you remember Mallory?
Was she the one with the pink hair or the other one?
She's the supernatural hunter one. So like,
Oh, that one.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was like it was totally toxic in a way, but like not in like a toxic way, but like in a, you know, there was just so much like drama between us, but it also like made us closer because only we could understand what it's like to hate someone so much you love them.
so
because
in
you just
a toxic way.
I mean, but we like hated abiding by the law more. So we loved each other, you know?
I can't say I do, but if she's willing to help, then
Oh, she's willing to go on like a crime filled date with me. So
Interesting.
wish me
Interesting.
luck.
good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So, but yeah, but you can do your plan of like infiltration, undercover work, and then you only really have to worry about getting Endive out of there because, like, you know, supervillains always come up with the backup plan.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm also like really good at sword fighting, so like,
Worst comes to worst. Sounds like a plan to me.
yeah, that's
All
like,
right. Let's do it.
Well, as you are getting plans to go to City Hall, so just so I'm on the same level, Daisy and Mallory are going to cause a distraction as they visit City Hall, and Rio and Endive are going to do some espionage.
Let's go, dude.
Beautiful. Anything you're going to do before y'all get to City Hall?
I wanted to tell you, oh glorious girl boss, Daisy's specialty, whenever she was a supervillain, was specifically going after tacky people.
That's awesome.
Specifically tacky people. But does have like a giant, not giant, just a normal size sparkly rapier with like a heart hilt on it.
You love to see it.
Yeah, so that's just the one like normal thing that Daisy's always carrying around whenever it's like, ah, yeah, it's time to go be a problem.
All right. What about our other two lesbian werewolf crime fighters? Anything gonna do? Or are you just gonna? Are we gonna smash cut to the City Hall?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smash cut it is.
We are going to again smash cut to. We're gonna start. Let's say on the roof with Rio and Endive as you both climb and you're on the roof and you've more or less been told to wait for the signal before you jump in. Uh, you could see this is like it's one of those big official buildings and they kind of have like the skylights that look at like tiny little like pyramids almost. Um,
Mhm.
So you could see down for the most part. Uh, it is now fully night. The sun is down. The full moon is high, gay in the sky. And you could see through the moonlight. One thing you notice immediately that there are lights down there, but they are very, very dim. It doesn't seem to be like their natural lighting. Um, if either of you could give me either like a crime fighting role or if you have a specialty for it. I'm not sure either of you do.
Looks like am I rolling? Sorry. Looks like my
Either you or
better.
Rio.
Yeah. Your crime fighting is better than mine.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Donk. Oh, heck yeah. 9.
Nice.
Hey.
So that is an incredible success, basically a crit. Let's see. One thing that you notice, you've been to City Hall for a bit. You have all your friends that either work or work around here. Um, you know that there is natural lights that would come through from where you're standing, and they have like ceiling lights that are LEDs, energy efficient, something that Northampton is striving towards. But these lights are so much dim, and you kind of look at an angle and you see that they're sconces with torches have been set up along the pillars of this main room. Um, and in with your very good success, you notice that there seems to be a group of people there towards the end of the hall. You can't quite see it well enough through where your perception is, but you look, at least three are standing around something else at the far end of the hall.
I don't like the vibes. Oh, D, you're muted.
Yes, I relay all that information as well.
Okay.
Just so you don't have to say it all again.
Okay, so did we discuss what the signal would be, or are we just gonna assume like, oh, I guess that's it?
I think Daisy will make something visible enough to be a signal.
Okay. The triangle things on the roof, do they have like, are they openable? Or...
Yeah, some of them have vents.
Okay.
Per city regulation.
Okay. So we can probably try to sneak in that way.
And once y'all have the knowledge, we are going to go to Daisy. Daisy, you meet Mallory Brightsteel on the side. Mallory is about 6'2".
Mhm.
They're black, they have dark skin. Their hair is tied up into two like bobs on their head. They are wearing basically like the Van Helsing style jacket. And you see at their hips they have also a rapier. But the hilt seems to be more of that of a very standard like star. And on their other holster they have seems like uh, it's like a big gun, but it doesn't shoot normal bullets. But they are kitted up, and they see you approaching. He's like, Miss Daisy, I didn't think I'd hear from you again.
Oh, steel bright. It's always nice seeing you burning so bright. That sounded better in my head. Oh well, I missed you. Let's go have some fun.
Yeah, I love fun. What's going on? We just getting rid of some people too old to be running a city, or
They got rid of Chapel Roan, and I had the perfect outfit picked out. I bedazzled it myself.
you see their eyebrows raised and look to the side like, damn, fuck me. Okay, well, they're gonna pull out their rapier, which is is coated in silver.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, after you.
I'm not gonna let you walk behind me with that thing. You first.
Oh, come on. That's only for the bedroom.
No. I invited you on this date. I get to make the date rules. Remember? You didn't ask me on a date. I asked you on a date.
Oh, Daisy. Fine. Well, then we're going to kick it off my way.
Yeah.
You two walk up the steps to City Hall.
Mhm.
And Mallory kicks down the door, the double doors, and in the reception hallway, there's no one. You're like, again, the lights are actually off in here, so you see like little spots of natural moonlight coming through because it's so bright. It's a clear night.
Mhm.
And as you're stepping through, Mallory, rapier out, one hand on their holster. You're like, now with the full moon, you're gonna be all right, yeah.
I'll be fine.
All right. Yeah. No,
The
I'll
worst
say that for
thing that
later.
The worst thing that could happen is that I read all of your thoughts instead of your surface thoughts about how nice I look and how much you kind of want to stab me.
Good choice of words.
Yeah.
As you to continue into City Hall, and as you're getting to, there's like the main like session hall where everything goes down. Could you make me? Could you actually make me a werewolf roll?
I
And
can.
you could use your mind reading, so you could take this second D8.
Okay. That is an 8.
8. Beautiful. As you are both heading through this way, you start to hear murmuring from behind these doors. And you do see like there's now like flickering light coming under the doors. But you get a wave of like thoughts and messages going into your head, and it's from multiple people, and you the surface things you get from these are just murmuring, and it's all in Latin.
Mhm.
They're all murmuring or chanting something, and then one person um, starts being louder in your head, and as you're getting closer, you realize that you're hearing their thoughts, but the one being loud, you feel mentally like as if someone turns to look at you, and you just see, you hear directly to you, leave.
Alright.
Rude.
Alright.
Says the one who broke down the door.
Right? Daisy's just gonna like press speed dial on her supervillain phone. That is slightly different than the hero phones. It's really confusing sometimes. But the Endive is still well. Actually, Moldman's character, Vero,
Brio.
It messed me up. Vrio is actually the speed dial on the supervillain phone. So Vrio's gonna get like a random phone call from Daisy, but it's gonna pop up as like Daisy villain.
Yeah.
That's what Daisy said it in
Yes.
your phone with the sword emojis and pink art.
Incredible.
Awesome.
Daisy, why are you calling me on the villain phone? What's going on? Are you okay?
Signal, Latin in head, told to leave, gonna cause trouble. Okay, bye. Hang on.
Okay. I guess that's our signal. We can start breaking in now.
Oh, okay, cool. I that sounds totally normal and like nothing weird's happening. Awesome.
You both.
She did say there was Latin being spoken.
Yeah. You both also get text messages like simultaneously of like Daisy has enabled location sharing.
Great.
Love that. Okay.
Smart. And as soon as Endai says, "Oh, that's totally like nothing weird," you hear from below, both simultaneously, Daisy and Mallory kicking down the door, and the sight you see in front of you, Daisy, is torches lit up the room, down the pillars, all that's at the head of the stage. You see 6 people, 7 people, now that the light is flipping the right way, standing in front of a cauldron. and they all turn at you at the same time, and you hear a cacophony of hisses as they all bare their fangs and start to run at you.
Oh.
Oh no.
Gross.
Let's we're gonna do some quick and dirty combat.
Yes.
So we're gonna
Yay.
start with you, Daisy. What is your reaction as these fanged people, vampires perhaps, start running at you?
I am going to use my sword fighting power, which is my lesbian power. I would like
Okay.
to, through the power of toxic book romance in the early 2000s vibe of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, combined with Van Helsing, I would like to dual fight with my ex, who we are currently on
Yes.
a villain date with.
Yes. Go ahead, roll your 2d8s because this is going to be like a combo move almost with Mallory. I'm going to roll d8s
Okay.
as well.
I got an 8 total because I got rolled a
8
7
total.
and I have +1 to lesbian.
Ooh. I also rolled an 8 for Mallory.
Yes.
You two
Amazing.
get into a practice stance, back to back, both rapiers out at the same time. And these people, mind you, they have their fangs out, but now that you're seeing, they're all wearing like business suits with like
Mhm.
blood red ties. And one of them jumps up 20-foot horizontal leap that tries to get you. And you both simultaneously rapier out, stab right through them in one single motion, toss them behind you, and they slam into the wall. The silver working quickly on this vampire, and they start to like almost like dissolve into ash. And that is one of them down. And Mallory's like, "Damn, girl, you still got it."
Of course I do. I teach people on their dates how to do this. It's inspired. There's a whole routine inspired by you.
Oh, you shouldn't have. As they unholster, they're like, it looks like two big like metal pipes with a trigger below it, and like the room lights up with like bright sparks as let's see, as one more of these vampires get hit with this, you can only assume this burst of daylight, and they also just dissolve, and now there are 5 more vampires. We are going to jump to either Endive or Rio. This kind of works similar to a PPTA where initiative is just designed by who goes next, so you get to choose and we'll go from there.
You go first. That's right. I
Cool.
throw it at you.
I catch it. Ah. Okay, are we still on the roof? Are we beginning the process of breaking in?
I could say you could be on the way on your jump down through the roof if
Okay.
you'd like.
I have a question because I just thought of this now. I have my crime fighter power of a photographic memory. Can we say like back up just a little bit and say that we got like floor plans of the city hall, and I can like memorize which route would be the best one to take,
Sure,
or like
let's
try
do
to roll
kind
to
of
see
like
if I can remember it.
yeah, let's kind of do like a little flashback moment. And I'll allow you to roll your what is it, crime fighting skill to see that what you get.
Ooh, it's a 7.
A 7. So you, if you'd like, we could take this. You'll get just an okay result, or this is me kind of homebrewing it. I'll allow you to use one of your tenacity, and to bump that up to an 8.
Sure, why not?
Great. We are going to cut back to you on the way here, you were able to hit up one of your other friends that works at City Hall. You went on a date once. It was just okay. Y'all separated amicably. But yeah, they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. And they send you, and you're able to pull up a full 3D map of there, and you know exactly one where the normal entrances and the layouts of this floor are. This one also has service entrances, so you could see where the back doors would be, and because you have photographic memory, you know exactly where they are in relation to this.
Okay. Right. So we drop down, and is there anyone like in the near vicinity towards the direction where we should be going that we can see?
Where you wanted to go, which would be like more the records department, do you see, you know that there's a service entrance behind the stage. So there are currently like two vampires directly in your way to get there.
Okay. Um All right, Endive. We've got vampires ahead. I know where the service entrance is, but we're gonna have to get through these two to get there. Are your claws ready?
Yeah, and I've like cracks her fists and then like unleashes her, like just kind of unsheathes her claws, and it's like, yeah, I'm ready. Get out of our way, and then just like ready to pummel. Should I roll for that?
Well, if is that what you're gonna do for your turn, Rio? Just jump down, get ready to fight.
I think I actually want to teleport behind them and distract the vampires so that Endive can maybe get like a better chance to attack. If that's possible.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll me your werewolf powers, and you could roll again 2 dice for that.
Okay. Oh, it's the same number. Okay, it's going to be a total of 6.
6. Okay. Yeah, you're able to. You land on the ground. The shattered glass falling behind you in the moonlight, almost picturesque. And then, what does it look like when you teleport? Is it just like a blip, or is it kind of like a?
I think it looks almost like there's like a centralized point that acts almost like a black hole and just kind of like turns into, it would look like I turn into like a 2D image and just kind of get sucked into this little vortex blip and disappear, and then just like poof where I want to end up.
Yeah, and you happen and you see that two of these vampires turn to look at you, just with their JP Morgan looking asses. They hiss their balding heads, just like not even words. They're gonna start going at you. It is now gonna be vampires' turn because they're gonna go between y'all, and because they're distracting, they are going to attempt to jump at you, Rio. And one of them jumps up, and they unfortunately aren't able to kind of get their fangs in you, but one of them claws down your shoulder as you kind of dodge out the way for the most part, and you're going to take 1 damage to your tenacity.
Okay. So I would be at 6 now.
6 currently, yes.
Okay.
And this one kind of like they stumble like on their landing, roll and get up, claws out, still snarling. Their tie is now a little like unfurled, looking bad. But now is going to be Endive. Your turn.
Oh boy, can I like dive down onto them? Like just like
Yeah,
because I'm not in,
absolutely.
right? I'm not down yet. I'm gonna
You-
land on them.
yeah. You could give me a werewolf roll for that.
Werewolf. Hiya. All right. I got a 5, and then my werewolf stat is +0, so it's 5.
Beautiful. You land on one of these vampires, and you basically, this was with intention. So you land on them, and their body kind of like crumples into the ground. The ground cracks below them, and you hear like a cry of pain, but their arms are still trying to like grab at you, just like a get off me, get off me.
I wouldn't recommend getting up.
And with that, we're going to go back to Diamond slash Daisy. Daisy, from across the hall, you see one person standing behind this cauldron, and their eyes, this like deep yellow with glowing red slits for their pupils, catch yours from across the hall. Um, and this person who's wearing less of a suit, more kind of like robes, very boring, like judge looking robes. They're going to start to float into the air and then just fly right at you. This one though only rolled a 4, which I think is still a hit. It is still a regular hit. So this one, you're a little caught off guard by the flying, and so they're going to charge right at you and basically tackle you into the pillar behind. You're going to take 1 hit to your tenacity, as this creature kind of has you like pushed into the pillar, their hand clawed into your shoulder, and they have 1 arm raised. But it is your turn to react.
I would like to. So with mind reading, I think actually no. With supervillain friend, because I think this could be funny. Because I want to see if this would work. It's considered my crime fighting stat. And I have what like it's hard. I want to do something funny to combine those two as a distraction of this
ears.
vampire who is trying to grip onto me. A quip a la Buffy and Elle Woods, if you would. And just have Daisy look at this vampire and just say, it's like, oh my gosh, you could have gone about this like a better way. You made this so complicated. You could have like outsourced locally instead. You know, we have some really good local grown like villains here, but no, you outsourced. Oh my gosh, I could have done this so much better than you. But like, I have sympathy for you, truly. This is a very competitive supervillain. I just want to cause a distraction to see if like I can get this one to loosen its hold on me.
Sure. You could go ahead. How dare you does use plus werewolf.
Oh, what I have it what like it's hard because my
what like it's hard. Beautiful.
I was using my crime fighter of having supervillain friends and knowing how to talk to them. Wanted to see how much I could push your system to see if it works, because it is like you could have just outsourced. You could have gone about this in a whole different way. You made yourself so much more paperwork, so it's technically like legalese, right? It's like villain-splaining.
Yeah, you know what? I'll allow you to get this effect if you spend 1 tenacity.
I'll do it happily.
Beautiful.
I want
And
to see if
then
it works.
roll the 2d8.
Okay. If I'm adding, like I roll instead. I roll lesbian, which makes that a 7. Yes, because 6 plus 1 is 7. Yes, okay. So I rolled plus lesbian for what like is hard.
Okay. You see
Yes.
that I'll allow for this since we're in a one shot. We're doing loosey goosey. But they're looking at you and just like, I only trust the finest employees, and that's me.
Gross.
And they're not noticing that Mallory sees what's going on, and you see their big weird weapon being raised. And Mallory's just like, you should have quit while you were behind like 20 years ago. And this like sunburst gun goes off right at this vampire's head. Which like you know when you see that raise to close your eyes, even through your closed lids, you see like a sunburst happening. And now you just have a little bit of ash on your shoulder you need to wipe off. And Mallory's like, why? They should have just like get the local people, right?
They should have gotten the local people. Like, we're doing great. But also we have standards.
Endive, the vampire that's below you is now attempting to try to grab your ankle to slam you down. But their hand cannot get a purchase. So as they're trying to grab you, you're able to just kind of like move your foot over and kind of like stop them from trying to grab you. We are now going to go to Vrio.
Okay, so Endive slammed both of them into the ground, or just one of them?
They slammed one of them to the ground. One of them is kind of like circling around you.
Okay. This will depend on what vampire werewolf lore we're following for how they can interact. But could I potentially use my intense knowledge of biology to know if a werewolf bite would be toxic to a vampire?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me. That's your lesbian power, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me with that 2d8, and
Okay.
we could take your action from there.
Oh, I rolled an 8. However, my lesbian power is -1, so that is a 7.
7 is still a good hit. And you're thinking about this, and it's like this may have not been the first time you fought a vampire or something like this. You know that maybe it's not necessarily toxic, but if you bite them like as like fully werewolfed out, you're able to actually hurt them much more than if you just had like regular weapons.
Okay. What is the ruling on like going full werewolf for this?
I mean, if you want to be werewolf, it would just be like I would just allow you to be like part of your transformation. It won't take like a turn. I will say it is a full moon, so while you're in your werewolf mode, anything you use to attack, you automatically get like additional dice.
Okay. I would like to transform.
Beautiful. How does it look when you transform to your full werewolfiness?
That is an excellent question. There was a thread on Twitter this morning about best werewolf styles, like the quadruped versus the walking on two legs. And so I think I'm gonna go more like the movie Van Helsing vibes, because arguably the best, which is like a wolf walking on two legs with a really long bushy tail. And I'll say my fur is brown, so it's kind of like that. What is it? An American Werewolf in London. That transformation where it's like snout grows, fur sprouts out of everywhere, but it's not painful because I'm choosing to do this. And I think I'll just smile at Endive and then wolf out and then bite into this vampire in front of me.
You love to see it. Go ahead and give me that werewolf, and then you roll 2 dice. Take the
Okay. Okay. My highest one I rolled was a 4, and my werewolf is +1, so 5.
Great. You jump at this one. You take this one out. Basically, your jaw just like clamps down to their shoulder, and you kind of, with a swift action, whip them across the room, and their body gets stuck in one of the walls as the concrete is kind of like cracked and held them in place.
Damn. Okay.
And as you see them, like, they try to like weakly snarl back, but from where you bit them, they kind of start to just like dissolve away into ash.
Nice. I growl in response.
The rest of the vampires, now seeing that there's a full ass werewolf in here, start like hissing more loudly, and one is going to jump at you now, Rio. They whiff it. They beef it so hard. They try to they jump, and your reactions are so fast that like you don't even like do a cool dodge. You just kind of like step out of the way, and they just like hit one of the sconces, and like their coat got stuck on it. But Endive, it's your turn.
Sorry, did you say something to me? I just missed that.
Yeah, Endive, your turn.
Oh, okay. My brain completely emptied itself out. My turn. So how many vampires do we got left here?
So taking out 1, 2, 3, 4 left.
4 left.
3 left. 3 left.
3 left. I guess which is the biggest threat to Rio?
There is the one that got stuck on the sconce is still like it's clawing and trying to attacking.
Well, if he's stuck, he's not that much of a threat.
Exactly. The biggest one that you saw, like you saw something fly across the room, and then you saw like in your peripheral like a sunburst. So you assume that's kind of taken care of.
Okay.
There is one kind of closer to Daisy. There's the one below you, and then there's the one stuck on the sconce.
I'll do the one below me.
All right.
Give him a good little slashing with my steel claws.
I like to imagine that this is just like your hands turn into werewolf claws, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that's a good picture. We got to keep that indescribable flannel intact.
It's so indescribable, it stays fully intact when you transform.
Yeah.
Real.
Yes. I rolled a 6.
Great. You were able to, the one below you already hurt, so this one with one swipe of your steel, maybe silver claws, who knows? You're a werewolf. They could be both. Magical supernatural properties. This vampire, you claw across its back where the claw marks are. Again, it like spreads out, and then your foot is now on the ground instead of on the vampire.
Nice. Get destroyed.
But yeah, and then Daisy, You have one trying to run at you. Wow, really beefing it. Yeah, no, I'll use this dice. It's funnier this way. As they try to jump, but they're still kind of like dazzled from Mallory's like sunburst gun, and so you see one run towards you full charge. They run right past you and into a wall, very comically. And it's your turn to react.
Tissie's first reaction is just, see, this is what happens when you outsource. Now I just feel bad. Like, oh, I also forgot to mention this is kind of like a double date situation, but like we're on two opposite like objectives. So I thought that'd be good for the drama. But like, I'm not going to betray you because that would be dumb. And then Daisy's going to stab the guy.
Mallory's like, I understand. I get it. Yeah, you could use just your lesbian powers for this lesbian roll.
Yeah, stab. I got a 6.
6. Yeah, you're able to just like with your rapier stab right into this vampire who's now kind of like aware of what's happening, and then the first thing they feel is being stabbed, and so they're screaming. Mallory is going to jump in, and they rolled great. My dice loves Mallory. They don't like vampires. And with their rapier is going to also stab on their other shoulder, basically, and then this vampire now also kind of dissolves into ash as they're hissing and just like, I'm a great person at my job.
They probably consider you family too. But yeah, like, you know, Rio and like Endive are kind of like exes, but they also like kind of really get along together. So I wanted to see if maybe this would like fix that.
You know, and sometimes it does take just like a good job.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, of course. Speaking of, Rio, is your turn. You're wolfed out. You have a vamp just like right next to you having a bad time.
Okay, I guess I wanted. It's the one up on the sconce.
Yeah, they're standing, but like their coat is kind of caught. So, but they like this is a nice like Versace business suit. So they don't want to rip it. So they're not trying to, but they're just like reaching out with their claws.
Okay, I would like to try to, if I can, rip them off the sconce. And I guess like rake my wolf hand across their chest, and maybe like get into the coat as well. So it's like emotional damage as well as physical.
Yeah. Roll your werewolf. Again, you could roll the 2.
I don't know why I keep going to my character sheet to check what my stats are. There's only 3 of them.
You're really good at being a werewolf.
Am I rolling just 1 die for that one?
Rolling 2 because you're attacking with your werewolf stuff.
Cool. I was like, a 9? No, it's a 6. Plus the 1 would be 7.
Yeah, because your claws are out and you're swiping this vampire, just like you hear the rip and they look both simultaneously like upset and angry, and it's like, this was $3,000 as your claws rip through them, rip through this tie, and then like they go out screaming as their vocal cords start to just float away like the ash they become.
Nice.
And now you 3 are in this hall with a weird cauldron, and Rio, you know exactly where the record section would be.
Okay. Can we talk in our werewolf forms?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to.
Love to see it.
I'm just gonna like make sure everyone is with me, and just start like aggressively sniffing the air, just for flavor, just for fun, and go towards where we need to go.
Okay. Does Daisy and Dive just follow, or
Gonna do the general proximity mind reading thing. I also want to know if like Endive and Frio's mishmashed heroic date is going well. Priorities.
You know what? Yeah, give me that werewolf power. I'll let you roll the double dice, and we'll see how well you roll. And you'll get a vibe check.
I mean, for the drama, it's a 5.
Nice.
You are able to read the thoughts from just one of them.
I'm gonna go. Want Endive. I want to know
Oh,
Endive's
boy.
internal surface
Ooh.
commentary.
I think Endive's a little bit tipsy still, so they're kind of impressed. Like they're pretty impressed with what they're looking at, and they're like, "Ooh, I miss that werewolf form," and that's like the big thought you got.
He just turns to Mallory and just says, "I think it's going well."
I definitely think Endive's gonna follow though, for sure.
Mallory's just like, okay, well, maybe more people could go on dates tonight, as they're gonna start following them.
Okay. Gonna follow Mallory. Make sure she doesn't. They don't stab my friends. The silver sword.
And in your werewolf form, Brio, you head towards the records, which is like a bunch of computers with data banks. One thing that you notice immediately, like you don't even need to roll for this, it looks like someone was in here recently, as some of the computers are still like turned on. One is actually still open on like open browser. Yeah, if y'all want to figure out some more information, I would like some crime fighting rolls, please.
I'm bad at that.
Once again, didn't need to check. It's just a 0.
I'm good at it. Bonk. Aw.
Oh,
I did
no.
roll for it, but I got a 3.
Oh.
So
I don't want to share what I rolled. It's a 1.
I got a 4. If I had a 5, I have a negative 1. I got a 4.
So, Rio, you're still in your werewolf form. You can't quite work the computer well with your big werewolf hands.
I poke one key and the keycap comes off on a claw.
Yeah, it's just like it's stuck
Well.
there. But combined with Endive and Daisy, you're kind of going through, and you see that there's a lot of on an open browser, for instance, you see it's open like on an email page between Big Trust Capital Bank and Mojo, or sorry, See What Mojo. And you see like there's conversations going back, and the gist of it is that okay, well, Pride is becoming too gay this year. We need like y'all to do something to kind of like make sure we can get more profit. Don't you know like some vampires or witches that could do a spell to get the headliners out, and we could put ours in? And you see that was the message from yesterday. You see there was a reply this morning from thing. Yeah, don't worry, we got some people out. And you see there was a message sent about maybe 45 minutes ago that may be dealing with whatever's happening right now. You see, well, we got some people. We're setting up a spell to get the rest of the gay artists to leave, and we could bring in our corporate people. And the big one is that maybe we could stop Pride from happening next year if we just de-gay this town. It's going to be taking place. There's actually, And it says like this, the secret tunnel behind Lovers Park. That's where the ritual will happen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all the information you could find just by reading these poorly placed emails, because these people were too cocky to think anyone could stop them.
Love it.
So back to Lovers Park.
Well.
For werewolf transformations, are we able to go in and out of those forms multiple times?
Yeah, I would say maybe like you could get in or out per scene. I'd say you're almost done with this scene, so you could
Okay.
just turn to your lesbian self.
I have my messenger bag with me. I will pull out an extra set of clothes and put on those clothes and then shrink back into human form.
Nice.
So, back to where this started, I guess.
Yeah, boy, we may as well just not even have left, honestly. But
Yeah.
Secret passage. Yeah, that the secret passage under Lovers Park. That's like, this is Mallory, by the way. Mallory's talking like that has like water infrastructure that goes throughout the whole city.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we should get there sooner than later to stop whatever's happening.
probably a good idea. Why are you helping us, though? What's in it for you?
They're just going to look at Diamond, not Diamond. Well, they're going to look at Daisy, give them a wink, and just
God.
It's date night.
Well, can't stop the gay. All right, let's go.
Really can't stop the gay.
Before we transition next scene, can I run to the bathroom really quick?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe as we get into our big climax, let's take maybe like a quick break. Those who are watching us, we get some water, go, do what we need to, and we could come back and save the Sapphic Music Festival.
Yippee! All right.
Yippee.
Hello and welcome back. We are back with our lesbian, werewolf, and their crime fighters. Um, just a reminder for those, we are raising money for elevated access. You'll find that in the chat. You'll find all the links you can go donate to. Um, because the state of our nation is kind of like a hellhole, and this is our people that are trying to make it better. But yeah, all that's in there. We can talk more about it later. But for now, let's get back to saving Pride. So, y'all know that you need to head to the secret access tunnels under Lovers Park. You don't know what or who's going to be there. You may have an idea, and you just fought a bunch of vampires. The email also said stuff about witches. So maybe there's witches, vampires. Who could say? But before you completely head that way, is there anything y'all want to do?
I don't think so.
Beautiful. Then we could start our journey there. You don't know where Lovers Park is. You were just there, right? The secret access tunnels. I think only Mallory and Daisy would know, because this is maybe where the supervillains like to go around town through. To access it, you all need to go to. There is a bank that's actually a block away from the park, and there are these gargoyle statues off to the side. Mallory goes to one. They lower down one of the wings on the statue, which opens up a secret tunnel underground, like the shifting concrete moves with those staircases, lit up with torches. And you all head down this way. Mallory leading the way, knowing full well that not many of you will trust her if she's standing behind y'all, is now talking. Well, whatever they're doing, it sounds like they're trying to get something throughout the whole city. So we should stop this regardless, because even though I don't mind seeing the government fall, but the people are not the government. So are y'all ready to actually like do this? Y'all okay? Do you need like a pep talk? I'm the wrong person to give that to you, but
I don't need
I
pep.
think-
I just want to get through this. I want to get Pride back, man.
Yeah, I think we can handle ourselves just fine.
Of course.
I can't believe they got Janelle to say they're only an ally. Could you believe that? It's wild.
I just
Yeah,
Load
I
of
cannot.
baloney.
It's just that's immediately what tipped, I think, everyone off that something was wrong.
Right? Gosh, did you hear Age of Pleasure? My word. Well, okay. They're going to start again walking forward. They're kind of like going through their jacket, refilling like this weird amalgamation weapon with like these really largely like shaped like cylinders, that the tips of it, like where a bullet would go, they just seem to be shining pretty brightly, and even with like dimmers on it. Um, and you walk for what feels like maybe like 15 minutes. Like Lovers Park is like maybe like 2 miles wide, so you're going deep into the middle, and these tunnels are a little bit winding, but Mallory leads the way. And as you turn to a tunnel, you see that there's a brighter light at the end of this hallway, and you hear again more mothering, more whispering, more chanting. As you step closer, your footsteps echoing down the hallway, no matter how quietly you step. Um, and as you're approaching this, the chanting just gets louder and louder. And as you enter into what seems to be kind of like a large atrium with like this water pump descending from the middle, you can only assume connecting to the fountain and going below this like metal bridge. You see that they extend out in every direction. Um, and you see another like almost comically large cauldron. And standing to the sides, you see more people. These are more people in the robes, like the court robes, similar to that one bigger vampire y'all saw, and someone actually floating over the cauldron in the middle with more like how do I like a very modest, very plain looking white dress. They have like it seems to be a staff in their hand, and they hear you first as they look down and say, "You all didn't need to come here. Why are you ruining the fun?" And this person descends down to the floor of this platform, now standing with like the staff out to the side. Who even are all of you?
Who even are you?
Me? You don't
Yeah.
know who I am?
No.
No.
Well, I'm Helen the Suspicious.
Oh.
I'm buying out your whole town, your whole city.
Because
Why?
because you don't like gay people? Is that it?
I don't need this festival. This festival costs so much money, and
I
the
mean,
town could do
looking around this whole area, looks like you have plenty of money. I'm sure it never would ever have affected you.
that. That's not the point because money spent is money lost, and you could always have more.
Hold on one second, and then just like and I just like takes out like a gray flask and like takes like a big swig of it, and then closes it and puts back in their pocket. All right, continue. I had to be a little bit more under the influence to take whatever you're about to say in.
Helen just is like, I'll make sure that Big Capital Trust Bank empties out all of your accounts after this.
Bold of you
And
to assume I have enough money in my account to empty.
Bold of you to assume I put my money in a bank account.
it's like, I'm done with this. They're gonna raise their staff, and then the other like 4 people in the robes start to rise, and you see that they are going through their own like transformation, maybe forcibly, um, and like their fangs like appear and they grow large and like are sticking out of their mouth, and like they grow like bat wings, and now you have like these 4 like bat pyres like in front of you as Helen with their staff points it at you and they all start running at you.
Oh boy.
When they start transforming, I would like to transform again back into a werewolf.
Yeah, let's transform. It looks like we're already here as well.
Magical girl
No, you-
transformation time.
Beautiful. We've seen Rio how you transform. What about Endive and Daisy?
And dive first.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think that
All
Endive, like a little bit of their flannel is gonna tear up a little bit, but still gonna be on enough to like show the ripped muscles beneath it.
Nice.
With their steel claws that kind of are very prominent, and like a very vicious looking kind of like face and snout, and I guess stature. With the hair kind of like spiked up, like they're snarling all over them.
Beautiful.
Daisy's transformation is very a la magical girl. Of course it is. Unsheathing the rapier, basically cutting a moon symbol into the screen and smashing through it with that. And as Daisy comes out of the other side of the moon, is now a werewolf. This werewolf looks closer to like the underworld werewolves, where they have like they are bipedal, but they can be on four. And they have more like not as thick fur. It's a little bit patchier fur or a little bit thinner. Um, but they still have like paws that are more hand-like, that are sharpened with claws. But there is still the rapier attached. It's just in like a side saddle kind of situation.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. We love werewolf with a rapier.
I mean,
Uh,
there's a video of a dinosaur fighting with a sword. I figured a werewolf might be able to do it.
exactly right. Great. Who wants to act first?
I'll go first. Why not?
Okay.
All right. Who's closest to us?
You have four of these like vampire bat like monstrous hybrids flying at you.
Okay. Uh. Okay. I'll use subvert expectations to start out so that we can maybe
Ooh.
get the buff on everyone as well. And I'll attack the nearest flying little vampire freak. And I have to roll a +8 for everyone to get a +1 going forward. I hope I can do this.
I believe in you.
Oh, I got 5. I got 5.
Because you are under a full moon and you are attacking, roll additional dice.
Yeah.
And this
Just
goes for
another
all of you
D8?
because there's another D8. Yeah.
Oh, it was a 2. And then a 3, I guess, because it's plus crime fighting, I think. Yeah.
Okay. You're unable to give the +1 going forward. However, you are able to attack this one of these vampire bats. Just kind of like doing the dodge and weave. And I say you're able to kind of get one with your claws, and they drop to the ground and are now kind of like they're what you played Elden Ring. You know those vampire bat looking things like this. They
Yeah.
stand on the ground, their wings, claws out, and they like scream at you.
See, look at what those wings did. Nothing.
You just hear unintelligible screaming.
Yeah. Sounds all right.
And then one of these other ones are gonna fly towards you, Daisy, in your werewolf form.
Yes.
Whew. This one, you see one flying at you, and they're going like head first with their wings at, but then last second they kind of like do a flip mid-air, and they have now these sharp like raptor like talons on their feet, and they dig right into your chest and like slam you to the ground. You're gonna take 1 hit to your tenacity.
Okay.
And now this one is now screaming on top of you. And you're pinned to the ground currently. And now, who would like to go next? Daisy, Rio.
May I go?
Yes.
Okay. I want to try, because I forgot we have our special powers.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to try to use my special move called How Dare You, which is rolling werewolf, and hopefully, if this succeeds, the person that I'm rolling against will take a -1 on all of their rolls for the rest of the scene. And I would like to target what's her face? That one bitch. The Helen.
Helen the
what's her name?
Suspicious.
Helen, yes. I would like to target her. Well, it's not looking great, folks. I got a 4.
A 4. Okay, you're able to like. What are you doing to try to like distract them or like?
That is a good question. I think, is she still like floating or flying?
She's not. She's on the ground, but she's way back behind everyone, like towards like this
Okay.
cauldron.
I think just because of the distance, to try to like get her attention or distract her in some way, I would have found like the largest boulder or rock, not boulder, largest rock or stone on the ground and just tried to chuck it at her.
You love to see it. I say because you got a normal success, I'll allow what happens is that you hit them and they're distracted. They're going to get a -1 for their next roll, but not for the whole
Okay.
scene.
Gotcha. Thank you. Kind and benevolent girl boss.
I'm making up rules for my own game as we go. There may or may not be a revamp in the works. Who could say?
Revamp.
And now it is going to be one of these other vampire bats. They're going to now, because you just threw something at this other, their boss, basically, they're going to try to attack you. This one, they only got a normal hit. So they're going to kind of fly at you and with like their wings kind of like do a drive-by on your side. And their claws are going to rake your side, and you're going to take 1 to your tenacity.
Okay. Ouch.
As this thing swat and then kind of does like a fly around and is now kind of like floating in place, flying in place, a little bit ahead of you, waiting for your next move.
Okay.
Speaking of Daisy, it is your turn.
Yes. I am being grappled basically by this bat thing.
Basically, you're on the ground. This thing is on top of you, screaming unintelligibly.
Just gonna bark at it first. It screams at me, I scream at it. Indignantly. Like a dog. And then while basically snarling at it and barking, I'm going to snap at it and try to bite it.
Beautiful. Roll that 2d8.
It's a 7
A 7 total?
plus 0. So yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to just like sink your teeth in. And how's it look like as you're gonna do enough damage because you're a werewolf to take this thing out?
Daisy goes straight for the neck. Like basically I feel like it's basically a snarling match between the two of them. It's like one stops, the other starts, one stops, the other starts, until finally it's close enough to basically bite the neck and then death roll it like an alligator.
Love it.
Beautiful. You love to see it.
And then
Yeah.
kill it.
Yeah, you do this. You're able to in a single move, like get on top, make your like have yourself an advantageous, and like you just kind of like with your jaw throw this thing off this metal platform as it falls into the pit below. Right after you do that, you feel something jump off of your back, and you look up and you see Mallory is jumping towards one of the other bats. They have their rapier out, and mid jump you see that they do a hand motion, and the straight piercing sword with one motion becomes like a whip, a sword whip, and they're going to whip out at one of these vampire bats. They got an 8 on their roll. So with their momentum, they're going to basically, the whip is going to go right through the chest of this vampire. And they are going to, with their full weight after they jump down, because they jumped off of you for the height, pull this thing down to the ground, and it just thuds and crunches. And this thing like limp bodies immediately. And Mallory is going to take this, like with one motion, whip the sword back. The blood gets like floated into the air, missed into the air, and she's in a stance with now her rapier whip.
I would clap, but I have dog paws.
You see this person in the back is cussing up a storm. Uh, uh, they raise their staff, and you see that this thing starts to crackle with energy on this bright pink gemstone at the end, and lightning is gonna shoot out
Oh.
and hit and dive. You've got the steel claws. It's gonna be attracted to you.
Okay.
Because it's a minus
Yeah,
one,
makes
it's
sense.
only a 7.
It's only a 7.
Only.
Could have
Only
been
a
an
7.
8.
So it's not a crit.
Okay.
But from them, you are going to take 2 hits to your tenacity.
Okay. So I have 6. No.
Mm-hmm.
6 tenacity.
Yes.
And just listen to music at home. And we are going to the top of the round, which I believe is you, Endive.
Oh boy. Who is in front of me? I still have we still have a couple vampires left, or we got them all?
Yes, there's 2 vampire bats left, and then there's the person in the back.
Which is the most? Is there like a wounded vampire bat?
No, the 2 that have been hit have actually gone down.
Okay.
Hit.
Well, I'll start another one. I'll start another hit. I want to get through all these little guys before we get to the big person. So
Beautiful.
steel claws. That's gonna be. Is it Crimefighter or is it Werewolf? I'm rolling.
You'll be rolling with Werewolf for this, and you do the 2
Okay,
dice.
I got a 4, and I got 2 dice. Oh, okay, 2 dice, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot.
Basically, any attacks you're making
okay.
as a werewolf.
I got an 8.
Yes.
Nice.
What does it look like as you just take another one of these bats down?
I think Endive just kind of like looks at the bat like closest. There's like maybe like the 2 of them are like kind of right next to each other, and then one's like, oh shit, and it steps back a little bit, and then the Endive takes that to like grab one's like wing and just kind of like and it's like stab with the claws to finish it off.
Yeah. And this thing just like just crumples beneath your claws, beneath your tremendous strength, and just kind of like slams into this grate that you're standing on. That last one is just like, well, it's now or never. They are going to, with like their weird like they have like a beak mouth now, like snip at your shoulder, and dive. You're going to take 1 additional tenacity damage.
All right, I'm at 5.
You're at 5.
Maybe 2.
Let's go.
But that is going to bring
go
us
down
to
together.
I've been saying it this whole game. Rio.
Rio.
Okay, I would like to attack the one that just attacked Endive. And depending on what I roll, I will describe it after.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Ooh, a 7 plus the 1 for werewolf?
I think you do have a 1 in werewolf.
Oh yeah, plus yeah. Okay,
Nice.
so that is going to be an unnatural 8. This is perfect for what I had in mind. I want to jump and tackle the vampire bat to the ground, like keep my feet planted in the center of their back and just rip the wings off.
Yeah, easy. You easy do that. You get it. And with your unnatural speed, you know how to move fast because of your teleportation. So sometimes you don't even need to teleport to know exactly where you need to go. And you just like, get down. Wings gone. This thing was screaming in pain, but it's just kind of like head falls limply on the grate. And behind y'all, you just hear, fuck, those were my best employees. I had a pizza party for them and everything. And their staff is going to raise again. Unfortunately, though, as they extend out, they're they're a little too zealous, and the lightning just kind of like short circuits and hits like the grate in front of them because it's just attracted to the metal because they weren't paying attention, and kind of just like crackles ineffectively. Um, and Diamond, it is your turn.
Yes.
Daisy.
It's fine. Do we get the sense that the cauldron is important?
You could kind of assume. I mean,
Because there was another one.
there was one back there. This person seems obvious to be like a witch, and so and the email you saw there was a spell. You're the cauldron. You're in a place where water is distributed, so maybe it's something's happening there. It seems kind of important.
How big is this cauldron?
It's comically large. So imagine like 3 feet circumference. And it's like bulbous.
Got you. We can talk as werewolves, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I would like to werewolf over to Mallory. Very werewolfy. And very lesbian. And ask Valerie if she would like a lift. Because Valerie did the jumpy thing earlier. And basically just like doing like the puppy play stance.
Oh, yeah.
How dogs get low.
Mallory's like, you only got to tell me once.
Yeah. And I'm a bolt. I'm going to go closer to where the Helen, what's her name, is going to be hovering to try to give Mallory a better shot.
Yeah. Go ahead and I'd say give me a lesbian roll.
Lesbian.
And give me the 2 dice as well so you could see how well you're able to get them out.
6?
Okay. You get yourself ready, and Mallory is going to start running. They're going to do a jump, and with your momentum, they're going to be flying through the air. Their rapier whip behind them, and they are going to like fly like maybe 20 feet up and going the distance to where this person who's been using this lightning has now been floating. They are going to use that whip to go basically wrap around this witch. And it's going to do a similar thing that she did with the bat, but on their way down, pull the whip so the witch gets slammed into the ground. Her staff flies out of her hand. And she's currently basically grappled.
Okay.
She's going to have issues with her moves.
Exactly.
This Helen the Suspicious is going to attempt to get out. They're already hurting a little bit because, again, this is the sword that is turned into a whip around their waist. And is able to kind of, they put their hand on it, and you see that their hand turns completely frozen, and they're going to freeze and break the metal around their waist. But they are shakily standing up as they seem to be having a bad time. And speaking of having bad times, we're going to start at the top of this, which is Endive. You have this bad-looking witch and a comically large cauldron, and you are muted.
Yes, of course I am. Well, beat up the witch. Beat him up.
Go for it.
Oh, wait, I get to roll twice. I got a 1, so let's see how this one goes. Oh, I got a 2.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
That's one better.
That's one better.
Unfortunately, I think you go to head over and try to attack this witch, and Helen's hand goes out, and you just feel like this unseeable force just kind of like moves you to the side, and you slam into this big pipe in the middle.
Dang it.
And I think we're just gonna we have just the one person, so we're gonna go to Frio.
Okay. How far away from me is the staff?
The staff that's on the ground, you would have to run over to get it, basically,
Or teleport?
or teleport.
Okay. I would like to teleport to the staff. And
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna pick it up and see what Helen's reaction is.
I'd say teleporting this distance. That's something you don't need to roll for. But you picking it up, you see Helen's like, "Unhand that, you cretin!"
So this is important to you. And I would like to try to hold it over my knee and snap it in half.
Give me that. I'd say that's very easily a werewolf roll.
Okay. Yes, I rolled a 7, so that's an 8 total.
Yay.
Yes,
Nice.
easily. This thing snaps like a twig, and
Yay.
that's because that was an 8. That was a great success. You slam this, and you feel that immediately the crystal in one side starts to vibrate with maybe energy that no longer has anywhere to go.
Uh-oh.
And you immediately have ideas like, oh, I need to get rid of this now. So where do you want to throw this crystal?
Where is there like a grate that could lead some? Actually, I don't know if I want to throw it out into the. Oh, I don't know.
There's a comically large cauldron.
There is a comic.
Yeah, but like, what if the crystal activates whatever's going on in the cauldron? Okay, I will throw it into the comically large cauldron, like hot potato. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, you break it, and then like suddenly, this crystal is starting to glow and crackle and crack almost, and Yumina's like, oh, gotta get rid of this. And you see Helen is just screaming like, no, as you yeet this thing across this grate, this metal platform
This
you're all on.
bitch empty.
This bitch empty. And it does like it twists along the rim of this cauldron almost like a basketball not wanting to go in. But it tips in, and Helen's face is filled with just distraught and vitriol as whatever was happening, this cauldron was bubbling, smoking, it just suddenly stops, and Helen starts to run towards it as it then just like explodes out. Like all the liquid in it like instantly like disapparating, dissolving due to the heat of this explosion. And Helen gets thrown back to like against one of the walls from the energy of it. You all kind of have to cover your eyes and make sure you don't fall over, but the cauldron is gone. Helen is just weakly muttering to themselves like, it could have been mine. The whole city. And then it just kind of slumps over. And you beat them.
Yay.
I think the first thing after like beating him is just like, and I looks at Brio, it's like, hey, you want to try again?
Yes, absolutely.
It worked.
Matter is like, well,
Oh my God.
you doing anything tonight?
We're continuing our date. We have like 10 more hours of this date.
You are
There's a time
so
limit.
right.
Oh, dude.
And I think from here we're going to like fade out. We see headlines popping up all over social media is like Janelle Monáe and Chaperone realize, oh no, that wasn't us. We don't know what happened. So we're back to headlining the tour. And you see they've brought like the show is now like we sorry for the distress and the possible like money we lost for the communities. So we're gonna bring even more bands and bring over more merch. And they're actually donating to like a fund so like the community could grow sustainably for all the community gardens and all that. And we're gonna, kind of do a screen wipe and we see the next day. How are y'all spending the next day? Are all of you going to the Sapphic Music Festival in Northampton, Washington?
I think
It's
so.
Massachusetts, isn't it?
Massachusetts? I said that. I was like, is it a W or an M?
I think that there's another indescribable flannel that is very pride themed though, because you gotta get that pride theming from Endive. I don't know what else they'd be up to though.
I think Vrio has their cat in a little rainbow harness, like trained to like balance on the shoulder while we're walking around the pride event.
Yeah.
Absolute baby.
Yes.
What about Daisy?
I think Daisy, of course, wore the outfit made in homage to Chappelle Roan, which is the iconic like leopard print jumpsuit, like bodysuit kind of situation that she wore in one of her performances, and Daisy's hair is all done up in tease and like rhinestone makeup and a perfect heart with like the lesbian flag. And this entire outfit is just kind of like slightly like milfy leopard print pirate themed for some reason. It just ended up that way by like the end of the creation process. And Daisy has a rainbow lightsaber that like
See it.
she's just waving around whenever people ask for photos and is handing out flyers for like her little date shop that she runs where they can have their duels of love.
Beautiful. Mallory is definitely there with you.
Yes.
Of course. Posing for the photos. They have they say it's just a prop, but it's just like the sheath for the rapier. Which is like, this is a special one where it was also lesbian pride flag themed. And also taking photos with you. You two are the hottest leopard printed MILFs there.
As we should be.
And we see that the music festival is going to come to the climax. You see Janelle Monáe come out. Beautiful show. Gayest night it could have been. And we are going to screen wipe into the sky as you all saved Pride.
Yay!
We did it! Let's go! Let's go, lesbians! Let's go!
Let's go, lesbians! Let's go!
Oh,
Another win for the lesbians, dude.
Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you for my players for being a part of this story. Let's have everyone just like say like, hey, where we can find you again before we go out. We're gonna start with you, Maldwin. Where can people find you and all your work?
Hi, I'm Maldwin. I can be found on Twitter at Maldwin_VO. So that's MALDWYN_VO, as in voiceover. I am also a TTRPG performer. The other actual play that I'm currently in, if I'm allowed to promote that, is called Mythcraft the Podcast. It's a new gaming system, came out last year. Can be found wherever you get your podcasts. We've got a cool little story about espionage going on, political intrigue, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's me.
Beautiful. D, where we can find you and your work?
You can find me on Spotify at Magic Max and Mayhem, and you can find me on Instagram at Pajamatoad or just Twitch at Pajamatoad as well. Pretty much I just do TTRPG stuff or stream or YouTube. It's kind of all the above right now. I'm animator, so we'll see. Thanks for asking, guys.
Beautiful, beautiful. Diamond, where can we find you?
Hiya, I'm Madness Diamond, and since we crime fought as werewolf lesbians, you can call me Diamond. I am a TTRPG actual player, I'm a performer, I'm a cosplayer, content creator, all around wholesome chaos. All my socials are at Madness Diamond. You can find my entire stream schedule that is usually updated, and whenever things change, time zones are weird. At beacons.ai/Madness Diamond. If you follow me on my socials, you can also see whenever I go live. And Mondays, I'm usually playing Werewolf the Apocalypse on the Starfield, where I play Soiree, who is also a lesbian werewolf. So I'm experienced in the lesbian werewolves. Where we play the W5 werewolf edition of that one. Tuesdays, I play a World of Darkness multisplat where I play a hunter named Bay, who is basically what if they let Dean Winchester be gay and AFAB. And then on Thursdays, I'm playing a homebrewed 5e campaign on World Tree Quests. So where I play a Battlemaster Barbarian who's basically a Gorgon, kind of, but tentacles for hair. Like octopus tentacles. We're underwater. It's cool.
Sick.
Beautiful. You love to see it. I have been your GB, your girl boss for this game. I am Dusty at Dusty Hill with the letter E, no Y. You can find me most places online at that handle. I'm a co-producer and player of Goblins and Gays, Pathfinder 2nd Edition podcast. You could find me also running An Unwavering Force, which is a Star Wars podcast, and Bring Your Own Mech, queer as hell mecha anime podcast is the one sentence describer of that. And you can also find this game written by me at itch.io/DustyHill. If you're cool and bought the Games for Gaza or many of the other charity bundles, you may already own it. So if you enjoyed this, you can definitely check it out. If you like it, leave a review. Maybe check it. Maybe keep an eye on it. There may be a revamped version, like I mentioned, coming out soon. Vamped. But yeah, again, shout out to the channel Apochromatic, where we're raising money for Elevated Access. I just checked the Tiltify. We are currently at 300 of our goal of $250, which is rad as hell. We should just keep going. Get that. This is for a service that a lot of people in this country needs. For the unfortunate, but the fact that people are doing it is great. But I think that is going to be it for now. Keep an eye out on the Apochromatic for more Pride games, I believe, coming out. And drink water. Be safe.
Stay hydrated.
Yep.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.